If there was one thing I always wanted to do in life, it was to inspire other people. Everybody has a story. Everybody has something that they can tell to the next person that might inspire them to want to do better or give them courage to think in their mind that, I can do better. Um, I know everybody doesn't have the perfect life. I know there's people out there that probably have really good lives and never went through bad situations and just happen to just go through life so gracefully. And it's like I look up to them and I'm like, how do you do it? And then there's other people who are less unfortunate who don't have that. And then when you hear their story, almost all the time it wasn't even them. It's what people did to them in their life and the obstacles that they went through to get to where that they are at, which inspires me the most. I believe that a lot of people who went through more situations and more struggles in life seem to outcome a lot more because they have more to prove and they want to put it out there like, I went through this and I've done this and this person did this to me and this is who I am today. Nothing stopped me, nothing brought me down from that. But then there's also those other people who went through those situations in life that totally broke them, and people wonder why, like, why is this person the way they are? Why do they act that way? And people never want to look behind that wall or that wall that person built up, because there's always something or some kind of situation that made that person the way that they are. And I've had people tell me, well, what you do don't make you who you are, or you shouldn't let those certain things or certain people bring you down to that point to be who you think you are today. Like, people are really like, well, being a bitch is something that you have left to hold on to. And then you gotta think, is it really worth it though? Because this person did this to me, so I should be a bitch. Because I used to have that mind frame, like, I'm a bitch now because of everything that certain people put me through. And I think about it, and yeah, that's a reason. And yeah, I became a bitch, but it doesn't mean to be a bitch forever. So I think about, you can't just always hold on to those things. So I kind of want to write this book on my life because I'm like a lot of other people. I've had a pretty struggled, confusing life. I've been through a lot. Like my mother says, if there's one thing, she's very surprised that I've made it as far as I have in life. She calls me a survivor through a lot of the situations I put myself in, let alone situations that I happen to be in that I had no choice of being in. So, my mom calls me a survivor. I call her my hero. And with that, I know I have a story that can inspire a lot of people, especially younger girls. So, I'm in the process of writing a book. And due to writing my book, I've realized how confusing it can be to write it because there's so much. And trying to put it in order and everything, because everything's jumbled in my mind. Like, this happened this day, or this happened then, or I'll go more into depth into my story and then remember something that happened again back then, and I gotta go back. So it's really, really hard to put everything together. So I've come to kind of realize that maybe if I put it into words first, like an interview type thing, it might be easier to put it into a story. So that's what I'm gonna do. This was kind of my introduction, kind of, so people can get an idea of what I'm doing, because it's gonna be in bits and pieces. It's gonna be like part 1, part 2 type thing. Another thing, I'm not putting this out here for people to judge me, even though your words really won't have no offense, because it's like I've been there, done that, and I probably heard it all. There is nothing that anybody can say to me nowadays that can bring me down, because I am me and I know who I am. So, with that being said, that's my introduction. And I'm going to go on to the next part of the beginning of my life. So I was debating too, well, should I start at the end or should I start at the beginning? But my life hasn't came to an end yet. My book is not over, and it won't be over even when it is done. I still have my life that I'm still living, which would probably be a book number 2. But this part of my book is just going to be the inspirational part to help people who've been through similar situations as me and can relate or even not relate, but be able to just inspire people that life can be beautiful even when you went through tough times. Thank you.